The wizard would like to share it.
You're done talking about butternut squash pasta. I have a hard time believing that.
I'm hungry.
I am hungry. It's making me really hungry. Actually, I would like to move
I don't
on.
even like butternut squash pasta, but it's one of those things where when you talk about it enough, it's like, do I like it?
Squash is deceptive like that, especially butternut squash.
Yeah.
You hear that, you say that enough times, you're like,
Sweet
yum.
creamy treat.
And you try to eat it. No,
No.
the only squash that lives up to it is delicata. Everything else is a pretender.
Everything else sucks shit. This is how to become.
And I mean everything.
How to become a fool. How to become a fool. This one's got a lot of good wisdom in it. It is also posted in fun activities, pranks, practical jokes. So it's like
That's a big scope, wikiHow.
That's
Fun
a lot of
activities is most thin.
It's
like
an umbrella. Just an umbrella.
But that
Yeah.
could be like taking a nap or bowling.
Damn, I'm looking at the fun activities list now, and there's some stuff in here I've never even thought about before. Like how to have computer fun, content, games, writing, and more, or how to pop a balloon.
Huh.
There's how to tie up a balloon, and then how to pop a balloon, and then how to perform grindcore vocals.
Okay. How to release a balloon back into the wild.
Yeah. Damn, I almost kind of want to read some of these. How to entertain yourself without objects. Holy shit.
Oh, in a completely empty void.
Yeah.
How to entertain yourself.
There's no, I'm in a room free of mass and space. It's just time and thought in here. I'm in my mind prison, and I'm going to entertain myself now. How to become a fool. Make assumptions. It's said that assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Well, nothing has changed. It does.
Can I?
Cool.
I've always wondered about that saying, by the way, because I get the I made an assumption and that made an ass out of me. But how does you making an assumption make an ass out of me too?
Yep.
Like Griffin
Yeah.
makes an assumption that makes an ass out of me. In what
and not
way?
Not only that, it'd be cool if in Sherlock season 5, Benedict Cumberbatch was like, your cell phone has a scratch on it, which means, oh, what am I doing? Fuck me, right?
You know what they say.
But the constable walks with a limp, so he couldn't have. I don't know for sure, though. I don't know none of us know for sure. So,
you make a deduction. You make a dead out of you and Sean.
And Sean.
I try to get, for a while, I tried to get assuming makes an ass out of you, because assume makes an ass out of you and me. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's just that's the spelling gag, right?
Yeah.
But when you say assuming, it means not, assuming that's nothing.
Yeah.
So I tried to get for a while going, assuming makes an ass out of you and Ming Tsai, celebrity chef and restaurateur.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But no one really got into it very much. But I did have a good 10 years where I tried to get assuming
10
makes an
years?
ass.
That's a long time.
Off and on. It doesn't pop up so often. And you know what? Actually, I will say now 12 years because we're here,
Oh,
right?
there you
Because
go.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
Trying to get it going again.
Well, don't read your insurance schedule and policy wording is another good way to be a fool.
Huh.
If you had an insurance claim declined by your insurance company, you will know that this is one of the more detrimental acts of foolishness one can commit.
Now, usually there's some, I would say, a little better pacing in WikiHow articles of we're going to start very broad and work to a
and then
general
dial
point.
in. Yeah,
but to go from make assumptions, don't read your insurance policy. It's wait, hold on. There's no steps between those two?
But
Well, I will say, if you don't read your insurance policy, you are making the assumption that it's all fine.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's an assumption.
But that's...
I assume that people are good.
Yeah, I assume that these little words are fine.
But that's also insurance. If I wanted to worry about every little thing and have my fucking head on a swivel 24/7, despite my own sort of mental Itzakadoozies that I've got going up, my little what's-its that I've got going up there, I wouldn't have the insurance. I would be always ready for it. I have insurance so I don't have to sweat the small stuff, baby. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Don't have a legal eye glance over your contracts. Those believing they can do this alone are somewhat foolish. You must have a sound knowledge of law.
I'd say those assuming that they don't need that. And we're already covered here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Justin, that's a great point, because I was going to say you could just say don't read contracts before you sign them. But that does fall under the bigger umbrella of making assumptions.
Don't make assumptions.
Don't.
And also, I will say that assumptions are fundamental to our survival as a species.
Yeah.
Right? So what do you want from me?
Don't be a fucking dum-dum, because here's step 4. Go ahead. Breach a contract.
Now,
Whoa. Challenge?
Now,
Why are you challenging
this writer...
me?
Okay, the writer of this WikiHow article has not been paid in 3 months.
This
right?
is
I
very
think that's what it,
right? Tell June that maybe sometimes you do think about looking at other people. That's one thing you could do.
Hey, here's one thing you could do. Get a job at WikiHow and then just assume that the insurance they give you is going to cover elective procedures. And they don't. And you're like, well, then I quit. And they're like, well, you need to give us 6 weeks notice. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't read that contract.
If you view this article as a do as I say, not as I do, and that this person writing this has had a personal crisis or crises.
Or it's like the joke of like, opening up a fortune cookie and saying like you found a fortune that says like help, I'm trapped in a cookie factory.
Right.
That this is someone trapped at WikiHow by an ironclad contract with bad insurance trying to call for help.
Okay, so
anyone ever written a memoir called Here's How I Fucked Up?
I think that this is a living
not
document.
Called that.
It's a living document that we find ourselves in now. Like it's
It
always
sounds like a show that Spotify would pay $20 million.
Yeah.
Or
the story of Spotify.
Just to like follow the story of this sad person. Do we have author info here? No, literally nothing. Okay, we'll call him Jarsh. Just to go through it again, Jarsh made an assumption, and he didn't read his insurance schedule policy wording, and he didn't have a legal eye glance over his contract, and then he did go ahead and breach the contract.
Do you guys know what an insurance schedule is?
Yeah, definitely. The next step in Jarsh's
it's
journey...
when you do insurance on time.
He'll tell me later, I assume, if I need to know.
The next step in his journey, overextend yourself financially. Governments that have passed national credit acts and have imposed strict laws surrounding borrowing and lending of money are to be commended. Well done, government.
Wow.
Well done, governments. I know we all give you a hard time. We all like to think that, Monday morning quarterback and all that. But, the ones that have passed national credit acts and imposed strict laws surrounding borrowing and lending of money, I give them a big round of applause.
Does it ever broaden back out to like, make promises you can't keep? Or does it continue on this like business strategies only?
Well, it starts to unravel here a little bit. Stand surety for someone else's debt. I don't know what that means, but if that word sounds strange, it's because the next sentence is, the Bible teaches us that this is foolishness. Standing surety for someone else's debt is often an emotional decision. It's fun when the Bible gets in there, and it's like, Bible, has it been Bible stuff the whole time? I didn't know the Bible had stuff about insurance in it or contracts.
Do you think that the author like turned it in and WikiHow's like, you can't call it the libertarian agenda? That's not WikiHow. That's not the structure that we use.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what about this?
Yeah.
I would also say, if you're going to cite the Bible in an article of like how to be a fool, one, there's plenty of stuff in the Bible about fools and stuff, and like a fool, but also plenty of people who have read the Bible have been a fool, my dude. That also doesn't work.
Travis, it doesn't say read the Bible. It says don't purchase real estate, timeshares, or property fractions without physically viewing the property. A saying exists: in God we trust, everything else we audit. The same should be for property or real estate prior to purchasing it. That's good.
I mean,
that's good advice.
Okay.
We can make jokes about it, but like, go to the house before you buy it with all the money.
Are there people who aren't doing that?
Are
there people in the world who are like, what's that? A timeshare, you say? Sight unseen. I'll take it. You seem like a trustworthy man.
I did have to put in an offer on the house that we live in now in D.C. without going to it first.
But what if you've gone there, Griffin, and it was 1/8 scale?
If it was a little baby house.
Guys, just for like a shits and giggles, I did a quick Google search of the Bible.
Yeah.
To see mentions of fool. And man, we give the Bible a hard time sometimes. There's a lot of stuff that has been used bad, but Man, there's some good stuff. Listen to this.
Give me some Bible juice.
This is Proverbs 18:2, okay?
Oh, it's
Give
one
me
of my
some
favorite
Bible.
Proverbs.
Wait. Let
Break me off
Yeah,
a piece
hit
of
it.
that
Break me
Bible.
off
Let me
It's a Bible
give Tom
bar.
a marker where he should start the no context
Yeah, sure.
TikTok here, right here. So I just want to take it to the word for a second. Proverbs 18:2 says, "A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion."
Oh,
pretty-
damn. Jesus from downtown.
Jesus, that's a
from
slam dunk, man.
It's good. A fool's lips walk into a fight, and his mouth takes a beating.
Walk into a
Oh.
what?
Walk into a fight.
And his mouth takes a beating.
Well,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that one doesn't actually do it for me as good. The Bible.
Okay.
Well, because
whoever
then you get
trusts
punched
in
in the lips.
Yeah.
Whoever trusts in his own mind is a fool. This is how Joe Rogan starts every episode. Whoever trusts in his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered. That's Proverbs 28:26.
Well, now I mean that's
not a one-to-one, though, is it?
No,
He who
it's not.
trusts in
There's-
his own mind, but he who is wise.
Now, there's also kind of a comedy rule of threes thing, but for the Bible, where if you read 3 Bible verses on your podcast is a Bible podcast.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm
no.
going for by bringing in Proverbs 26, 3 through 12. Just listen to this.
3
Listen
through
to this
12
good
is a
word.
lot, Juice. 3 through 12 is a lot of Bible, my
Hey,
friend.
Griffin,
Each one is
Griffin,
one
we
word.
We never read the Bible.
I
That's
know,
true.
Justin.
We never read the Bible.
No, he saved it up. We got a big load built up. Justin's got a
big load
load
of Bible.
Listen, a whip for the horse, a bridle for the donkey, and a rod for the back of fools.
Well, hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good.
No, that
Answer-
part's not great.
That part's not good, but listen to the next part. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes. Whoever sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off his own feet and drinks violence.
Okay, now
Whoa.
Justin, you have bookended, like in the center there of like, hey, when someone's being dumb, don't answer them dumb or it just makes you seem dumb too. Great. But in the first part there, it was like, yeah, whip that horse, bridle that donkey, beat up that idiot. And then the next part was, if I remember correctly, he who sends a message with a fool
by the hand of a fool cuts off his own feet and drinks violence.
Yeah, I love sometimes when the Bible is like, do noteth borrow from thy neighbor and noteth repay it. Thine pride shall cast ye off into hellfire and cut off your dick and your balls and feed it to goats. And it's like, holy shit, Bible,
Whoa.
like, dost thou not readeth thine insurance policy,
This
then
is
cut
ESV.
off your
It's
head?
pretty modern.
Oh,
I mean,
well, okay,
yeah, I do like
the
that
old
part
stuff.
where it's like, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a lame-o to do a sick ollie. And
Yeah,
it's like,
so-
wait, hold on.
Hold
What?
on, wait.
And it's like,
then
oh, that's
cut
from
off his fucking feet and his hands and arms, put him in a pot, and then make his mom eat it. Don't borrow.
the fool folds his hands and eats his own flesh.
What?
That's Ecclesiastes, guys.
Well,
I'm fully out of Proverbs.
yeah,
The fool folds his hands and eats his own flesh?
I've never.
I mean, that's
this
a
is
good point.
book.
That is a good
cool-
point. If I saw somebody just gnawing on themselves, I'd be like, don't be a fool.
Don't come on.
that.
Have
Come
you
on.
food heard of it? Hey, what does the Bible say about don't use the internet without the correct security/antivirus settings? Want your money stolen out of your bank account? Your hard drive infected with scary viruses? Your hard drive crashing on you at that crucial moment, right when you're about to finish? If not, don't do this. Don't try to fix a man/woman. Huh? I don't know. I don't know if that's a good one, wikiHow.
Now, once
Don't
again,
ever-
though, to go from insurance, read a contract, don't take on someone else's debt, don't try to fix someone. It's
Yeah.
like, what? Hold on.
Big props though, wikiHow, Wikibible for this next Bible How for this next one. Don't engage in an extramarital affair. This one doesn't apply to open marriages if it's within the terms of your mutual understanding.
Oh,
All right, there's a version of this that doesn't include that postscript, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. Probably forced in by the editors.
Probably
I
forced in
would
by
have
an
to admit.
editing pass here or there.
I do like the idea of wikiHow editors, but they only care about very specific things. It's like, you mentioned the Bible in here, that's fine or whatever. But over here, you talk about extramarital affairs. Does that apply to people with open marriages where that is within the bounds of the agreement between them? What? Just include that for safety. For safety.
And also, I mean, we get into some more virtuous stuff here. Don't slander. Don't make promises you can't keep. Then it gets into don't read contraindications on medicines and ingredients on natural health products and foodstuffs.
What?
What is this post, Griffin?
Well, it's how to not
this guy
be a
is
fool.
spiraling.
Don't be a fool. This guy's had a hard time of it, Justin. He has made assumptions. He has fucked his insurance up. He did a bad contract.
He
and
fucked his
lost
insurance
all of his
up
money.
behind his wife's back.
And
his
they
wife was
did
like,
not
are you
agree
fucking
on
the
it.
insurance?
She said
he
we
ate
did
two
not.
pills that hate each other.
Then he did buy a property that did not have walls or floor in it or roof, and then he got on the internet to find out what legal how paid he could get for that. But then he got viruses, and he tried to fix someone, and then he took 2 pills that made him sick, and then he believed that STDs only happen to other people is the last step in here.
Is it, Griffin? Is there like a secret last line on this wikiHow that's like, by reading this article, you're already a fool? Like,
Yeah.
that, like,
Wow.
Or a stonemason.
yeah, you've made it this far. Step on in to your
You
computer.
haven't clicked away. You have the rigor we're looking for.
Yeah. This is there's some stuff in here. I'm worried actually that this segment will have a net negative effect because there's some stuff in here that's like you should make sure that your medicines don't counteract each other. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Yeah.
you don't want to pop some, Gualfesin in the afternoon and then a little bit later take cold formula that also has Gualfesin in it.
Oh,
your
God,
shit's
no.
gonna be whacked out.
But in doing that, you have assumed that these two pills don't hate each other.
yeah,
Yeah,
We've
you've
covered this.
assumed that pharmacists and like scientists know what they're talking about.
okay, that's true. That's a good point. Okay, so I guess the whole thing is just don't assume.
Don't assume,
Yeah.
baby. Question
They could've gotten
everything.
They had it in one.
The truth is out there.
The truth is out there. Question everything. Push against the boundaries.
We are taking a beating this segment from ourselves. We are eating our own flesh right now.
Yeah,
we're
with
folding
our
our
hands.
hands and eating our own flesh and drinking violence.
Drinking violence left and right.
I woke up
And
this morning
Can I
and drank
say
violence.
it's delicious?
It's all right.
Good violence.
That's what they don't tell you. Violence, it tastes
Yum,
like
yum,
butternut
yum, yum.
squash.